inspire, motivate, and even, Father, as they come, they'll come with a spirit of boldness, confidence, Lord, and leave even better than they came, Lord. Bless everything that's happening this evening. Let us make new friends, make new networks and bonds and relationships that even lead us to our destinies, Lord. Thank you, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. You may be seated.
Hello? Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. We're so grateful. We're so glad with the turnout. And we're so excited to welcome you all to BIAZO 2025.
Hold on. Can you ask me where we're at?
Okay. Where are we, Femi?
Ignite Division.
Okay. Thank you. That was great.
Was that good?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're still training me, so.
So yes, welcome to Ignite the Vision. As he said, tonight is all about celebrating bold ideas and the people behind them. So you'll hear from 5 inspiring finalists who have spent a lot of time, who have spent so long on their pitches, each sharing the vision that they're ready to bring to life. So get ready to be moved, challenged, and maybe even a little bit surprised. The first thing we'll do is we would like to introduce our judges. We would like you to get to know them. So we're gonna have a short panel so our judges can tell you about themselves, tell you what they're looking for tonight. And then right after that, we'll have food. We don't want to keep you waiting any longer. We're sure you're already hungry. So right after the short panel, we have food, and then we'll get right into the pitches. Is that okay? Okay.
All right. So our first judge, can we get a drum roll? Or that'll do. We'd like to introduce Dr. Carol Pierre. Dr. Carol is a cloud security expert at AWS and a professor who's passionate about protecting communities through cyber security. So what we know is God has blessed you and the money as well.
Amen.
So for our next guest, can we get another? That'll do. Many of you all know this one. We'd like to introduce Pastor Wale Odusamaya. Most of you know him as P-Wall. P-Wall, he leads Ignite at Jesus House DC, and he also is a tech founder, creative, and he's a host, Food for Thought. So Uncle knows how to cook, and one day I need to come over and try out one of your, meals.
No problem. Anytime.
And then, last but not least, we have Vanessa Agbo. Vanessa is a global development leader and founder of Africa's Mental Health Matters and the Seasons Woman podcast.
Thank you, Femi. Hi, judges. It's so nice to have you guys here with us. So to get started, I'm going to ask you, I know Femi did a short introduction, but I'm going to ask you to, quickly introduce yourselves to us and tell us, the story behind your inspiration and like what motivates you, what drives you to do what you do. We'll start with Carol.
We're all very respectful. We took time. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Dr. Carol Pierre, and a little bit about myself. I am a senior cloud security consultant at AWS and a professor at University of Maryland Global Campus. And I'd say my inspiration truly comes and is rooted from helping others. I shared a little bit of the story when I was, trying to get the bio together and everything, but a little bit of my story is that my family and I, we were targets of a cybercrime that was rooted in social engineering and a myriad of other things, but I wanted to know why my family was a target. Is it because we are an immigrant family? Is it because of the vicinity that we lived in? So that really set the tone for me. It was the catalyst for my work. I wanted to understand not only for myself, but for other families like my own. I was able to essentially thwart that incident from being successful, but not everyone is afforded that same opportunity. So truly, what I do and why I do it is to help people and to prevent this incident from perpetuating.
Thank you, Carol. That was a very inspiring story. You all?
Sure, I'll keep mine short, I think. My name is Wale Odusanya, and I'm the pastor of Ignite Jesus House DC. My inspiration for just where I am today in life with owning my own IT firm and owning a clothing line and a food show was actually birthed when I walked through the doors of Jesus House DC. I was just telling somebody I've been a member of the church since 1999. I walked into these doors, actually we're next door, July 1999. And I was coming from Nigeria, and there was really no plan for me. My mom gave me $250, my passport, and says, go and make a life for yourself. So I came here, and on my way from the airport, I spent $150 at the mall. And for the next 6 months, I suffered with no job and all. But just joining the church, I was able to develop myself. I got to understand that there's more to me than just someone who is out there trying to figure it out. So through the years, the mission for the church, which is to restore hope and maximize potential, I believe I'm that dream. And my goal in life now is to inspire other people that there's more to you than meets the eye. So that's my goal.
Hello, church. Good evening. My name is Vanessa Agbo. I have been a member of Jesus House since I was 4 years old, and I was just having a conversation with P-Well that a lot of my young development happened and started from this church. And really and truly, I think about all of the times that I was a part of the youth ministry, Caleb Crew, and all of the events and conferences that I was fortunate to attend. And now really having, in hindsight, being able to come back, it really truly is an honor. But I think a lot of the work that I do really was inspired by going out of my comfort zone. Born and raised in the DMV area, went to school in Boston, and just had a desire to be on the continent of Africa. And so from an experience in South Africa, and my experience in Ghana, in Abidjan, and now Nigeria, altogether, I've been able to really just walk in my purpose, which is to really equip, build, and empower people around me in the capacity of mental health, really giving people the opportunity to understand the resources available to them to be able to access mental health care. In the area of women empowerment, being able to create and organize a space for collaboration and conversation that can aid in women's development, understanding that, you know, when people share their stories and they're vulnerable, they can encourage the next woman to understand that she can go through whatever challenges or situations she may be experiencing. I'm also into global public health and international development work, and it's simply just rooted in the desire to be able to provide resources to people and be able to aid in giving them a helping hand. And with all that being said, I tap into so many different things, but I'm really just big on community, collaboration, and connection. I really believe that we can go so much further when we are together rather than when we are apart or in silos. So that's a little bit about me.
Thank you. And I really loved hearing about how you started at this church. I feel like that's also very inspiring for a lot of us here as well. Like a lot of the people pitching tonight are, you know, part of the Ignite family, so that's very good to know. I'm curious from your stories and from the bio we read out, like we know you all wear multiple hats and, you know, one way or another. Like Carol, you have a podcast, but then you also, you know, do like mental health work, and just you all wear multiple hats. And for some of us seated, it might be like we have different ideas your main career, how do you tend to balance your, like, how do you decide which ideas to pursue out of all the ones that you have? Anyone who wants to?
I will tackle this one. I like to say that there is a season for everything. When it came to, getting the degrees that I got, I was actually still working full time. And, you know, I like to think I'm still a youthful person, you know, wanting to enjoy my life, wanting to travel, experience new things, see the world. But I also understood that in order to truly achieve and try to go after the things that I want, that I need to understand that there is going to be some type of sacrifice. But that doesn't mean that that sacrifice is permanent. It's just that there's a season for everything. The no isn't permanent, it's temporary, right? Like we're not saying never, we're saying not yet. So I found that taking heed of that and understanding that right now, these next 2.5 years, these next 5 years, I'm going to be spending them rooted in education, rooted in research, and I have to be okay with that. So I'd say that would be the initial piece for me, that there's a season for everything.
Thank you. I love that answer. Would anyone else like to add anything else? Maybe we have time for maybe one more quick tidbit.
Sure.
How do you decide what to pursue?
I love her answer that there's a season for everything, and Scripture talks about it as well. And I'll advise everyone, if you missed Wednesday's service, please go watch it online. It was very impactful. It'll help you address some of these things about seasons. But yes, there's a time and a season for everything, and just learning to prioritize, learning to balance things, I think would help. So.
Thank you. The next question I had, and I think a lot of us would like to know, is at this stage we're trying to figure out how to find mentors and how to find people to guide us on our path, right? So what role would you say mentorship has played in your journey, and how do you go about finding the right people that you can talk to and rely on?
I can tap into this. I think relationship building is very important. Personally, on my journey, I have been able to identify the mentors or the people that I really want to gravitate towards by seeing something in them that I desire for myself. I think generally speaking, mentorship is both ways. A lot of people are always seeking to find people that will invest in them, but the truth is that mentors are also looking for people that will also invest in them as an individual. And I think for me, what I find that has been helpful is really going out of my way to build a relationship outside of what it is that I can get out of that person, but more so just really building a relationship and taking them along on that journey and being also equally invested in them and what they have going on, and seeing how I can also be of service to them as much as they're pouring into me. I think showing up for networking events like this, showing up to conferences, getting active in your local church or community, you're bound to find people that may have the qualities that you're looking for, that have been in the rooms that you'd like to be in, that have been exposed to the places that you'd like to be. And it's simply just positioning yourself to be open, to show up authentic, and be willing to go the extra mile to build those relationships and stay in contact, essentially.
Thank you. I think those are all very helpful tips. Would anyone else like to add on, or would you like she said?
Just one thing, but I agree with Vanessa. I think it was Pastor Kingsley that was speaking recently, and he said that when it comes to mentorship relationships, try and go in through the giving lane and not the demanding lane. And he says a lot of times, especially high net worth people or people who can serve as mentors, they always have people pulling at them. But can you come in from the giving? What can you offer in terms of, hey, can I babysit for you? Can I help you? What tasks are difficult for you? So coming through the mentor lane sometimes helps you fast track that process.
Thank you. I'm going to try that, because I think for me personally, there was someone who I tried to ask her to be my mentor, and she said, I'll get back to you. And she just still hasn't gone back to me. So
Go through the giving lane. Yeah.
Go through a different way. Okay. I think one thing I'm also curious to know,
For sure. For me, of course, I'm a Christian, so I go through Scripture and I listen to what God says about fear not, fear not. And I think there was a study done one time that says in Scripture you can actually find 365 variations of either do not fear or fear not, meaning there's one for each and every day that you live. But what I would say is, if it doesn't scare you, then it's small. If you're not afraid of it, then it's small. A lot of times you have to be bold, you have to be audacious to be able to step out. And, Paul said something, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if we're living this life and we're trying to do stuff where we feel it's always by myself, I can do it, then for me, I think that's small. But when it scares you, then you're like, I need God to help me with this. I need Christ to help me with this. And for me, that's the way I've been able to handle it. So every dream, every vision, there are people who are afraid of failing. There are people who are afraid of success. There was a season in my life I was afraid of success. Like, I don't have time to be able to sustain this thing if I do step out in it. But if you are a believer, I believe there's God who makes that way for you and who helps you through it. So your own thing is to step out. I think we were reading the story of Moses on Wednesday, and he says, why are you crying? Step out in faith. Go out in faith.
Yeah, I just want to add something to it. Someone gave me an analogy of someone being on their deathbed, and at their deathbed, the ghosts of all of the things that they were supposed to accomplish approach them. And so it's a situation whereby, like, everything that they were supposed to achieve is literally being presented to them as they're dying. And it just kind of makes you think that, when you die, do you want to die empty, or do you want to die with all of the gifts, the skills, everything that God has instilled in you? And so is it the fear that you won't accomplish it, or that you can't do it, or that you won't, reach what God is already giving you the capacity to do, that is going to stop you from being able to accomplish that? And you really just think that, like, that fear is not worth you sacrificing all of the gifts and talents that God has given to you. You know that God has called you for such a time as this. He's called us all individually to do different things. In order to fulfill his purpose, I feel that we just have to look past the fear that we may feel and understand that we don't know, when our time will end, right? And we want to make sure that we live a life that's really full of purpose, and be able to give everything that we have, and show up 100%.
Yes. So two things. It's as if Pastor Wale heard my prayer this morning. For 2025, it's something that I've been doing specifically because I want to start my day with God. And I know we want to be able to do that, but sometimes the first thing we do is check our phone, we check the weather. I'm getting out of that habit and going straight to God. So my prayer actually starts off with, I lay my worries, fears, and concern at your feet. Do not let them take root in my heart, soul, and mind. And being able to do that every morning, I feel lighter when I'm starting the day. But sometimes the day becomes difficult. Something is going to happen. And I think the way that I've tackled fear is that I look at it as best case scenario, worst case scenario, and everything in between. Worst case is no, best case is yes, and you have everything in between. So don't let your fear block you from what could happen in the middle.
Thank you. And to close us out, I'm going to ask kind of like a fun rapid fire question. You guys can have, some time to think about it. And the question is, if you had to start over from scratch, start your career over, no connections, no money, what would be your first move?
It says no connections, no money.
No connections, no money. You have an answer?
I think I'll just go after my passions more and not be afraid. And I think fear has killed more of my dreams than failure has. So I'll just go for it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, that's what I'll do.
I love that. Thank you. Carol?
Please let me know if I'm cheating. But building a community, I don't know if that's creating that connection, but I honestly think that community sustains you. So I would start there.
Thank you.
Did I cheat?
I think it should be allowed. You have to start building your community from scratch again. So I think that should be fine. Thank you. Vanessa?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably have to piggyback of her because I do have a platform called Connected Spaces, and I think that I probably would start from there, like full time creating a space for networking events for people to come around. Yeah, I would just rebuild a community where I could feel a part of or amongst, and start my network from scratch, essentially.
Thank you. All right, can we have another round of applause for Thank you guys so much. I'm sure everyone really enjoyed listening to all the tips and advice you had for us. So we're going to transition into dinner now. We have food set up at the back. So we have a drinks table and we have our food table. So if you could, I would say maybe our ministers should start us off. And then we have about 20 to 30 minutes for food. Oh, Renee is at the back with her hands up. So the ministers can go over to Renee.
Yeah, and sorry, real quick, I just wanted to acknowledge our senior pastors in the house, Pastor Olumide.
Thank you for being here, sir.
I also have Pastor Tunde in the house, one of our executive pastors, so thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so Renee's at the back with her hands raised up, ready for our pastors to grab their food. Thank you.
Hi, can I get everyone's attention real quick? Hello, hello. So one thing we just want to quickly announce, if you all look towards the back, Muna, can you raise your hand? Thank you. So we have Muna in the back. We have a table where you all can get a name tag and a number. Please, as you get your food, please also go and see that table so you can get a name tag and a number. This will be important for our networking event. All right, thank you.
Hello. Hi, guys. We're going to be wrapping up dinner in about 4 minutes now. So if you're done eating, if you can start making your way back to your seats. The first finalist will be going up in 4 minutes. Thank you. Hi guys, I still see a lot of people standing around. We really want to be respectful of the people pitching, so if you could really please make your way back to your seats. We would like to give them our full attention while they pitch. Please, thank you. You can bring your food with you.
Okay. So of course, when you guys are giving your comments and feedback, bring the mics close up to your lips. Yeah. Perfect. I mean, you know, but no, I still got you. Sorry, what was that? No, I will. If no, but yeah, that's fine. The deliberation when you're actually writing is that's what we're talking about. So they can hear.
We all got the right binder, the name.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, hold on. So,
sorry.
yeah.
I don't know if you want to silence it.
No, we will. That was just a way to.
Are they going to play when they walk in, or is it just going to be silent?
Because I feel like some people might be quiet. If we have the music, we might.
Hello? We're really, really ready
Okay,
to get
so
started.
lastly,
So if
if
everyone
you guys want
could
to talk
please
and everything,
make your way back to your
I'm not
seats.
sure how strong the mics are going to pick up. You can choose to turn it off and turn it back on. But yeah, but I just don't want to have to run on stage like, oh, my mic isn't. So, that's all. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Hello.
Everybody good or anything else you need? Yeah. Hello. Can we unmute green mic number 1? I think I hear it. Announce with this one. I want them to speak with the loud voice.
So, audience, we are about to start. And without further ado, can we give it up for our first contestants, Toby Dare and Tosin Ogunshola.
clapping. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Toby,
And my name is Tosin.
and we are the founders of HealthWiz.
Yes.
All right. Tosi and I are public health professionals, and we have years of experience working at state and local health departments, the CDC, USAID, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, health literacy is a national crisis. Nearly 9 in 10 adults in the United States struggle to understand health information. And when they have these struggles, it leads to turning to unreliable sources to understand their health information. When this happens, and we noticed while working during the COVID-19 pandemic that there was a gap, there was a need. Our community members needed a way to find personally relevant, easy to understand health information that was both educational and engaging. That led us to create HealthWiz. HealthWiz is an educational card game designed to make health literacy accessible, engaging, and fun. There are 200 cards across 6 categories: organizations and influencers, body battles and bugs, which has information on infectious and chronic diseases like malaria and diabetes, Planet and the Plate, which is our category about food and the environment, Mind and Body Wellness, which is our category about sexual and mental health, Prevent and Cure, which is our category with treatments such as ointment, Band-Aids, and then finally, Public Health 101. In that category, you'll see terms such as vaccine, immunity, or pandemic. Next slide, please. So, our big vision: health shouldn't be a mystery. The vision is to make health literacy the norm and not the exception. You shouldn't need a clinical degree or some professional degree to understand key terms that are pertinent to your well-being. HealthWiz does this through our cards. Our cards have easy to understand definitions or aid words. Through those words, you as a player can connect your personal experiences to understanding those terms. And what is the short, medium, and long-term impact of this? When people understand their health, when they have this knowledge, they can ask questions, they can have conversations, and ultimately advocate for better health for themselves and their families. So our target market is generally everyone, anyone who loves card games. More specifically, students and educators can use HealthWiz as a tool to reinforce their learnings. The game is targeted at people ages 12 plus. Also, families and homeschoolers can use HealthWiz as a fun, screen-free activity to do as well. Our market potential is huge. There's a $12 billion market for the board game industry that we can tap into. Also, there's 3 million US households in the US that have homeschoolers. And then finally, the setting for HealthWiz. It's ideal for schools, for corporate settings as icebreakers, and in game nights. And that is what makes HealthWiz unique. It's versatile use, it's combination of learning and gaming, and it's one of its kind. We've searched through the market, there's no other game like HealthWiz in this topic area. Next slide, please. So what is our ask? We've launched nearly a year ago, and we have had some good traction, good growth, and we do have inventory of HealthWiz. But we need help placing the game in the settings aforementioned: schools, libraries, and possibly going into retail stores as well. Think Target, Walmart, Staples. And secondly, we do have some online presence. We are on social media, we do have our website, but we could use funding to boost our marketing efforts through paid digital ads and influencer promotion. And finally, mentorship. This is a road we have not trekked before. We would really appreciate and welcome the ability to be mentored, to build partnerships, to navigate our continued growth, and to refine our business strategy. Thank you very much. And finally, you can also find HealthWiz online at our website at healthwizgame.com and on our Instagram at healthwizgame. Thank you.
Way to go. You guys were the first to go and you did an outstanding job. First and foremost, the fact that you guys were able to identify such a challenge and a gap, especially around health literacy, and be able to do something that's very fun and innovative where kids, children, anyone can really relate and learn. I think it's impeccable, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how you guys can continue to grow the next few years. Well done.
Hello, first. Thank you for sharing something that you both are clearly passionate about. I know that we had some technical difficulties, but you are so confident with your material and you've become one with it that you didn't need it. So thank you for that. The question that I have for both of you that I would like to get some insight on is like, what is some improvement that you've seen in the communities where the solution has been launched? Like, what are some of the data points there?
I'll speak about a specific setting. So last fall, we actually did a demo in a high school in Baltimore. So within that classroom, this tool, Health Wizards, used to sort of augment or reinforce, as I mentioned, the school lessons. Particularly, they were working on mental health that week. So we explained the game, went through the cards, and what you see as students play is that it gets them to think about other things. So, for example, one of the cards was, I'm trying to think, which one do we use this weekend? Yes, asymptomatic was one of the words, and that was what we had on the card, but it's a non-exhaustive list. So we see that it gives people have creative ideas as well that may not be categorically correct for the game, but it gets them to think. And once again, it's like they have familiarity, which is really the core of what we want to get to. Even if you don't know what asymptomatic means, the full definition, you can see it outside, you can recognize it, and you can apply it to your life. So we've seen it in that actual setting last year.
Just to add to what Toby said, I've also taken the game to my workplace to see how it would play out among public health professionals, and it was taken really, really well, and it kind of created like a means to like bond and have conversations in the meeting, or like a good like icebreakers. And because it's like public health card games, everyone was like excited to like play the game. So.
No, thank you for that context. I think that is actually very, very impactful. You're basically fostering conversations in places where sometimes those conversations aren't happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Give it up for Health Wiz, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
God bless. And really quickly, I just wanted to, yes, let's clap for them. It took them a lot to do that. Thank you. Let's celebrate them. And I just want to quickly recognize this evening in our midst, Pastor Nero Fafora from Jesus Embassy in Los Angeles, California. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. God bless you.
Thank you. And up next, we have Chastity Matherin giving us her pitch. A round of applause for her, please.
My name is Chastity, and I am the founder and CEO of Reclaim Daughter. This brand was birthed from my journey through restoration through Christ. Reclaim Daughter is my declaration of that healing, and now it's a movement to help other women declare theirs. Next slide. So, many women like me have experienced trauma, abandonment, and identity loss. We live in a world where pain is often hidden behind perfection. I know what it feels like to bleed internally while appearing whole on the outside. But once God called me his own, everything shifted. He gave me a new identity, And now I want other women to know that they are not forgotten. They are seen, chosen, and reclaimed. So here's the vision. Reclaim Daughter is a faith-based apparel brand that equips women to reclaim their identity in Christ. Each apparel carries a scripture-inspired message, which is words of truth, that speaks to our worth and purpose. These aren't just clothes, they're declarations. When a woman wears Reclaim Daughter, she's saying, my past does not define me. I am healed, I am whole, and I am his. This brand aims to create a community, a space for women to heal together and walk boldly in their God-given purpose. The symbolism. The colon in daughter is everything and it's purposeful. It marks the moment between what was and what is being restored. It tells the story of transition from silence to voice, from shame to strength. Our foundation is taken from 2 Corinthians 6:18, where it says, I will be a father to you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. Next slide. And the daisy, which is our symbol, represents innocence, new beginnings, and the beauty of being made whole again. Our audience, if you couldn't tell, is Christian women who've walked through trauma and feel disconnected from their identity. This isn't just apparel for churchgoers, it's for women craving healing, community, and truth. And what makes us different is our intentionality. Every message is designed to be worn like a testimony. Our voice is vulnerable, faith-filled, and bold. Reclaim Daughter doesn't just sell apparel, we speak life. And to bring this vision to life, I'm requesting 3 things. The first is mentorship. Because this isn't just an apparel business, it's a movement, and when women join this community, they're committing to a lifelong journey of healing and faith. I need guidance to grow Reclaim Daughter into a sustainable, impact-driven brand that is rooted in spiritual purpose and strategic planning. Also, business formation. I need help with legally registering my business and establishing a strong, thoughtful foundation for growth. As a solo founder, I want to ensure I'm making wise, informed decisions that will support the mission long term. And lastly, product launch. Starting a brand independently is costly, and I'm requesting funding to order high-quality product samples so I can finalize designs, test quality, and prepare for a confident, filled launch. And lastly, this is just a reminder that this isn't just fashion, it's faith in motion. And thank you for considering Reclaim Daughter and believing in a vision that is rooted in healing, identity, and purpose. And I invite you to join me in this movement to help women rise, to reclaim their stories, and stand boldly in the truth that they have always been and will always be daughters of God. Thank you.
Oh, can we please celebrate her one more time? That was an amazing pitch. I really like the brand. I love the name, Reclaimed Daughter, and I think it's so relevant to the world we're living in now, in the society we're living in. We have a lot of people who've been broken by past, and being able to help them reclaim their identity, I think it's a very, very notable thing you're doing. So congratulations on it.
Hello. I think you did such a great job eloquently speaking about your truth and your journey and sharing how this has also inspired you to be able to do such an amazing job in creating this space in this community for women. I guess the question I have for you is, once you're done and you're able to get the mentoring, the funding, the strategic planning that you need to start off this business, you want to focus on the apparel, but how are you planning on building this community outside of the apparel that you're selling to the women?
So what I'm thinking of this being a movement where there is community events, not just locally here in the DMV, but globally as well. I'm thinking of this being a partnership where we work with podcasts, we write books. There is, healing moments for women. So this isn't just an apparel, but that apparel is what draws people into this movement.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And as you've said it, so shall it be. You wrote the vision down, and it's going to come to pass. Well done. Well done. Yeah, you can go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before we announce our next contestant, we just want to acknowledge Mrs. Charity Lumpa is in the building. Can we give her a round of applause, please? So Mrs. Charity Lumpa is a former MD of Airtel and EcoBank of Zambia. And she'll be one of our speakers at one of our leadership events. So can we clap for her again? And then the next contestant is my guy, Bero Maloma.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, panel of judges. I just want to appreciate each and every one of you for this opportunity to bring my vision to life. I introduce to you the Chosen Initiative. My name is Bero Oluwajobamalomo. Let me introduce myself at least. A vision pitch for a better tomorrow. I grew up in Ghana. I don't know if many people know this, but I had two Nigerian parents, and the normal and mainstream thing of things is the profession. It says doctor, engineer, lawyer. You guys know it. But in coming to the United States, I realized that there were many opportunities I had, and in seeing what the world had to offer, I got lost in my identity. Even what they had taught me when I was young, I missed the way, but it came to a time, recently where I found my identity in Christ, and that is what brought me to even living a life of purpose and passion in doing what I love to do, whether music, media, even arts and education too. Which brings us to the problem that we have today. Many children's creative passions are being dismissed as just hobbies, in their homes, in their schools. They are just being, put to the side. You're like, oh, that's just an extracurricular activity. But you realize that research shows that 20% of them that receive entrepreneurial guidance are the ones that, bring positive change in their various social, economic, and institutional settings. And this is what the future leaders need for, if we are going to say they are going to be leaders in the next generation. These are attributes that they need to have to be able to take over the world. The world is not meant to be, they are not meant to be a servant to the world, but the world is meant to be a servant to them. And they are meant to walk in their purpose. Adolescents who are racial minorities come from immigrant families face even greater disparities in access to mentorship and resources, like myself. I introduce to you my vision, the Chosen Initiative. There are 5 questions that many people ask themselves as they go through life. Number 1, who am I? Number 2, where am I from? Number 3, why was I sent to this earth? Number 4, what can I do? What are my abilities? And number 5, where am I going? What would I grow up to be? What am I doing in the next 5 years? Am I going to go to college? Things like that. And I thought about what am I going to give the next generation? You know, I'm not going to be here forever, but they are going to be leaders that are going to be built up, and we need to be able to leave a legacy for them. And 1 Peter 2:9 has been my verse in secondary school, and it says, "But you're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation." A version says, "A people set apart." We are going to be doing that using the framework coined ICE. And the other one, I, which stands for identity, C stands for chosen, and E stands for excellence. Who are these children? Who did God call them to be? Do they even know that they are chosen? And everything that they do, are they going to do it in excellence? Are they going to just do it just to exist in the world that they are in? Next slide, please. And why am I targeting adolescents, ages 11 to 14? This is the age where most of them are, changing. They are going through so many hormonal changes, physical changes, socially, emotionally. Their brain is actually being developed, and the values that they would hold dear as adults are being formed. They are now listening to their parents, they are not listening to their parents, but they are listening to their friends, they are listening to the internet, they are listening to, the next idol that they see. And the goal of this initiative is to do workshops that are able to transform their minds and be able to help them to work in purpose with sector-focused intensive weeks. For example, if I was interested in music, there's going to be a week that will be focused on music, the intricacies of music. What is the major key? What are the minor key? What are the syncopations of drumming? How am I going to go from, if I'm singing, how am I going, okay, how am I going to go from, one key to another? We do this also by, helping them with industry leaders, people who have already gone through the stages. They have been through life already, and they are able to speak life into these children. It's very easy to say, oh, go and do this, and then they figure it out by themselves. But what about leaders who will be able to show them that there's a way to go? There's a level of skill that you can reach, but with a partnership with God, you are able to reach another level. With monthly enrichment workshops, by helping them, learn skills that will build them into the leaders they are meant to be. Public speaking, communication skills, financial planning. These children are going to be making a lot of money when they are successful. They need to be able to manage it, and especially community-based innovation projects. When they look into the church, how are they going to be able to bring a certain change that when they leave, somebody will recognize them for that change? Our unique impact is that we are going to be transforming their passion into their purpose with a faith-anchored model which nurtures every dimension of a child's talent. We are not just saying, oh, they are good at, taking pictures. How do we transform that into helping them in the future? By integrating art, creative arts, sports, media, and many more talents with entrepreneurial training. By partnering with churches, community centers, and schools. Bible says, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it. It is those foundational values that they need to hold dear that will help them become into the leaders that we want them to be. Why am I here? I'm here seeking funding because it's not going to be easy to let these children be able to see how to be excellent in whatever they do. To be able to teach them what their purpose is. It's going to need all the tools, all the resources that I may get. I'm definitely seeking mentorship and strategic guidance to be able to let these children know that, whatever path I am taking, people have already gone before me and are able to direct me in the best path that will be possible to really impact their lives, to be able to let them know that they are leaders who are going to, build the next generation. This $500 prize investment is not going to my pocket. Definitely not. It's going into a tailored program that will help them get mentorship, that will help them get creative and hands-on workshop, and of course, practical business training. The goal of this initiative is to let children know that their identity has been chosen in God's excellence. Late Dr. Miles Monroe said, there is something worse than death, and it's to live life without a purpose. I hope you don't want your children to live life without purposes. And that is why I'm here. Your support is key to expanding this ICE-driven model and making lasting impact, not for the next generation, but for generations to come. Thank you guys for listening. Or any questions?
Yes. So thank you for sharing something that you're so passionate about. What I find very impactful about this is that you're redefining the outlook on creative passions. You are helping to create a balanced individual, right? It's not just the technology. It's not just the law. It's not just being a doctor. There's having that creative outlet is just as important. So thank you for reminding us about that. I truly connect with the ICE framework. I feel like that is something that you can do as a self-reflection. Who am I? What are my skills? Why am I here? Right? Especially as you're making decisions in your career, you're making decisions for your life. I think that that's very, very impactful. So thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I echo her sentiments, and my question to you is, you shared, the $500 investment, what you would want to use it for. How would you go about implementing the things you want to use the $500 for?
Thank you for the question. Funny enough, I actually just joined the JJM ministry, which is the middle school ministry. And I have joined the events and talent acquisition part of that ministry. And the goal is to find students and children that have the talents that they need and give them an ear, give them a voice to be able to bring their dreams to life. So by hosting an event where they are able to use the instruments, creating an event where they are able to explore how they use their talents, and then focusing on a summer workshop where they build themselves, and maybe making like a 6 to 8 week program where they are able to intensely go at it and not just do it just for fun. It's not just a summer camp, but it's a camp that after you come out of it, you understand what your identity is, and not just your identity, but your identity in Christ.
One more question. So with that, how do you plan to sustain it? Because I know you're also working, you're in school as well. So how would you be able to sustain it? Have you thought about help on some of these subjects like finance? You mentioned the drums, the instruments. How would you be able to sustain that?
That is where the help comes in. Speaking to people, networking. I believe that there are people even in this room that will share the same vision as me. And by connecting with them, it takes a village, to build people. And especially children, you need to be able to have all the help that you need. So the goal is to find people who are passionate about the vision, who just don't have the skills, but are able to show that same passion that I share and build a team together that will be able to lead these children to a better future. Because this world, as you see it, is going to continue getting crooked and perverse. But I believe there's a way to guide them in a right path. And that right path will definitely be finding the light of Jesus.
Awesome. Can we please celebrate Joba one more time? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Joba. Let's give it up for Joba again. Now, before I introduce the next contestants, I just want to say I hope you guys are or have been listening attentively, because if you recall, you guys are going to be voting for one of the winners. So there's going to be an audience pick. So please pay attention so you know who you would like to vote for the winner. Okay, up next we have Demita Chavez.
Hi, good afternoon. This is so awesome. Really glad to be here. I am here and presenting Hello Interesting. Hello Interesting is a podcast, the next slide, focused on eco-friendly tech, real estate, and lifestyle. So, one moment. I have notes here so I can stay on time. The passion for this podcast came for being a solution from both macro and micro sustainable solutions. So a macro example is the need for housing. We know there's a housing shortage, a housing crisis, as well as power resiliency. We've seen blackouts and power outages both here nationally in the US as well as internationally. For example, does anyone know anyone that lived in Dallas? Back in 2021, remember that big power outage? 11 million people were without power, and that spanned from 2 to 5 days. Now, my passion from this came that during this Dallas power outage, I didn't hear about that from the news. One of my workers and the team that I was overseeing was in Dallas and was affected by that. So she had to go live in a hotel for like 4 days. From that event, 111 people transitioned. This is really a pain point with not having sustainable infrastructure where cities can be resilient in the event of a power outage. The micro solution to this is individuals like you and I. Does anybody know anyone that rents? 11 million renters are paying 50% or more of their income for rent. So we need to be solutionists for affordable housing so that people can begin to own and purchase their own houses again. The next slide. The vision for this podcast is to empower 1,000 households to have individually sustainable infrastructure. So in the event of a power outage, you have sustainable infrastructure so you're not without power. The micro vision for this is that those that are developing communities build within their infrastructure, microgrid, etc. systems so that, for instance, if you develop a community, whether it be 12 units or 100 units, in the event of a power outage, your community is resilient and has power. You can go on the next slide. I get in the flow of this. The next one. The impact, The impact of this is 1,000 subscribers for my channel. That's the goal here. By Q1 of next year. Sorry, the goal is to increase the subscriber base for my YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is really just a billboard so that individually, as individuals, everyone is empowered and has the thought process, let me have sustainable infrastructure for my household. Let me have sustainable infrastructure in the event of a power outage, my house has power. And from a macro standpoint, those that are developing or acquiring properties build within their communities resiliency. So in the power outage, their communities have power. Okay. I'll go ahead and take questions. I did have notes. I don't want to go over my time. How much time do I have? I can't tell from that.
About 9 minutes, so you still have time if you need to.
Okay, sorry, because I could talk about this. I love this so much. I'm trying not not take too much time. My ask is, with the winning, I will be able to streamline my recording. That my bottleneck has been the editing portion of it. So I have people that are waiting for me to interview them, but the editing part of the production of this gets to be very cumbersome. So that's the goal here would be to be able to streamline my recording process, as well as mentorship with really being the business model with my channel. Two channels that are avatars for my channel are Monica Church, and she has 1.7 million subscribers, as well as Dave Live. He has like 7,000, but both of them are full-time, and both of them also integrate this in with their business. And so it's not just about the channel monetization, they have different streamlines of that. So, yeah, I'm so full, I just don't want to take too much time talking with this. One case study though, my most recent interview was with a gentleman out of Orlando, Florida. So my channel is up. It is up on YouTube, as well as the streaming platforms, Spotify, etc. This gentleman, they took a 200-unit formerly hotel, renovated it into apartments and short-term rentals. How is this a sustainable solution? Because they've been able to rent out the units, studio units, for around $1,600. These units are 5 miles away from Disney. So if you can parallel the numbers with that, being able to get something that's cost effective in that community. Now they have yet to be sustainable off grid, but they're contributing to sustainable solution with having something that's lower rent wise. So that's just one case study, one person that I've interviewed, the most recent interview for my podcast. These are some examples of the future goals, to have someone for business development as well as an editor. We have identified an editor that is cost effective. We're going to go with We Edit Podcast, but even at this event, we have connected with V for Victory, who will be presenting, and she is a cost effective solution. So I'm thankful to have connected with these people here at the event. Yeah, it's really, really helpful. A little bit about me at the end here is I am a sustainability and real estate consultant. And for instance, I'm also a member of NEFBA, which is Northeast Florida Builders Association. So in my passion with this, I'm also in the settings with the builders and developers where I'm getting all this data from. It's not just things I Google. I'm in conversation with the developers, so they articulate, here, this is why we can't sell a house for, less than $300,000, and they're articulating all their expenses in that. So you can go to the next slide. This podcast is to be a beacon, an aggregate of information. So again, on the micro level, individually, you have a resilient infrastructure, and on a macro level, for those who are developing, they also build into their communities resilient infrastructure. So I welcome you to scan and connect, and if you also pull up your YouTube app and put in Hello Interesting, you're welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I, for one, am just taken back by the fact that you were able to identify a challenge, and it was a pain point, as you mentioned, and then for you to be able to build a platform where not just one, but thousands of people can tune in to be able to gain the knowledge that they need to be able to make smarter and more thoughtful decisions around their housing, around the way that they conserve energy. All of it is quite impressive, and I'm quite interested to see how you're able to grow and continue to build this community. But I also really enjoyed the fact that although you got a little bit flustered, you were able to continue and then also provide us real case scenarios of people that have been able to come on your podcast and share their experiences. And I love the fact that you're very passionate about it as well. We can feel it. I mean, I can feel it, I should say, from here. And so I just want to thank you for sharing and using your gifts and talents to be able to impact a lot of people in a great way.
I want to echo exactly what was just shared, because I think access is a very important thing, especially as people are becoming new homeowners. It's like, all right, how do I protect this asset? And I feel like your platform gives room for that. And I love the fact that you're leveraging community. I feel like that this is what Ignite the Vision is about, right? It's leveraging your community and being able to have that support. So that's really beautiful to see how organically that happened. So the question that I have for you is centered around how you plan to connect your audience with solutions for resilient infrastructure. What does that look like for the average homeowner?
So as far as like if they were choosing generator, things of that nature,
yes.
Product reviews. And one thing I've realized is where it may be an actual testing, part of it can also be a review of other channels that, I understand the language and whatnot. So there's a few channels that I follow where, they do product demos. So, for the individual that's like, okay, which generator do I go with? Solar, gas powered, a hybrid. They have reviews so people can make the smartest and most informed decision. And number one, even begin to think of that way. Because we all really need to think like a Noah. You know what I mean? Do we have a water reserve in our house? If you couldn't go and buy water, how much water at your house do you have stored up? Again, a power outage. Just the thought process of that on the individual level is part of what this is, to inform the consumer and show them the options, the highest and best options for if they were going to get a generator, even storing water, what that looks like if they own their property versus rent. So product reviews with that, and then at a certain point be able to get brand deals where, reviewing those products individually. And I meet these individuals by, again, being part of the associations, so the corporations and whatnot. So just being able to go and say, hey, look, here's your reach, and showcase with that.
No, I think that's a really great idea, especially with the demos and having product reviews, because sometimes a homeowner just wants to be able to know, like, okay, how can I do this myself, right? Maybe do I have to outsource this? Is it something that I can do? I can just head down to Home Depot and Lowe's and integrate some of these things. So that's a really, really important thing to communicate. So how would this channel scale? What's the goal? How do you plan to market yourself to kind of build that audience?
That is one of the things I would be utilizing the prize money for, is to really have a streamlined system. So there's optimization, behind the channels of, keywords and things like that. And so that's the part that takes a lot of time. So that's part of what the funding would be is, optimizing the post, and then also connecting with fellow creators that have a larger reach in those conversations. Dave Cooper, that I mentioned, is a great example of that. He interviews and has conversations with individuals very similar to what I'm talking about. So getting on other podcasts and whatnot. And the avatar for this channel is individuals, as well as those that are developing. So I'm at the table with conversations with both developers, those that are developing communities, those in the cities that are making decisions that they want to have decisions for, or have better options for affordable housing. So again, reviewing and showing them the data. Look, don't be afraid of the 3D printing. Don't be afraid of the prefabricated, you see boxable, these houses that unfold. The more the repetition of them hearing and see that there's these types of development are already up. They have life cycle testing. There's already communities that have been up for 5 to 7 years showing that they are resilient in multiple types of weather. So people just have to be confident in that, because sometimes, those that are making decisions, it's a newer paradigm when they hear, oh, this house unfolds, is it gonna fall apart? No, it's resilient. It's just, so that's what this is to be a beacon of, because the cost for a boxable house or a 3D printed house, you can get that under $200,000, depending on where it's built or developed, even around $150,000, $170,000. So that's a game changer.
No, I think that's a very phenomenal thing that you just said. I think it's one of those things where it's like, these things exist, it's possible. You're just bringing it to the forefront and letting your audience know about it. So I do think that that is admirable to kind of redefine how the housing market is set up currently. You can make it affordable. It is feasible. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Can we give it up for Demita Chavez? And without further ado, we are pleased to announce our last, but not least, contestant, Vivian Ebisike.
Hi, good evening, everyone. All right, my name is Vivian Ebisike, and I want to thank you all for this opportunity for me to share with you my God-given vision. And so, without further ado, I'm going to tell you why you should go to war for V is for Victory Productions. So next slide, please. So V is for Victory Productions was born from my work in the nonprofit sector and the community organizing space. Throughout the last 6 years, I have seen a lot of nonprofits and small businesses who struggle to build an online presence due to lack of time, the lack of funding, the lack of human capital, or the lack of expertise. And so even according to Constant Contact, 51% of small businesses say that social media is the most time-consuming task. And then 52% often push marketing to the side in favor of the other priorities that they have. And so here at V is for Victory Productions, we want to ensure that small businesses and nonprofits get the professional and the excellent marketing that they deserve, because their powerful missions deserve a powerful online balance to match it. Next slide, please. And so we should care, because without a strong online presence, nonprofits and small businesses run the risk of being overlooked by potential clients who could benefit from their services. And then nonprofits actually have a limited ability to reach the donors and the volunteers that can sow into their missions through, whether it's through money or through time. Next slide, please. And so we at V is for Victory Productions believe that we sorry, I blinked. Sorry about that. So V is for Victory Productions is about helping the underdog. We help the little people of the world. And so we want to ensure that the small businesses and the nonprofits have what they need to be supported, whether if it's through website building or through social media marketing. And that's why we have our sliding scale model. So our sliding scale pricing model helps the organizations that are just starting out or who don't have much to offer yet get what they need, and we would do it based off of what they could afford. And in order to ensure sustainability, we would limit the amount of clients with that small sliding scale business model. We would limit that per quarter, and then for our, we would also have a consistent package pricing. So we would help those who have steady funding as well. But regardless if you are you benefit from our sliding scale model or a consistent packaging model, we all win, because small businesses will still be able to stand out in a crowded market, and they will be able to grow their brand, along with nonprofits who will get to amplify their mission and increase their reach and support. But when it comes to the community at large, which is all of us, we would get the access to services that we can benefit from, or we would be able to sow into businesses and organizations that fit our values based on their mission. Next slide, please. And so, as said before, we have our sliding scale model, and I believe that helps us stand out, because I've yet to see any marketing agency, our competitors, who have that transparent pricing model on their services, whether it's their website or on their Instagram. And we also are made to help those small businesses and nonprofits. Our competitors usually go for those established nonprofits and businesses when it comes to their work. Next slide, please. And so we've been talking about how we help the community, and so now you, as a community, you're wondering how you can support us. Well, I believe that just being on the stage is enough. I think that our visibility will ensure that we have access to new business opportunities, which is what I did in the seats with my fellow contestant. And we will invest the $500 award with courses and subscriptions, whether it's through LinkedIn Learning and Skillshare. We would invest it into marketing tools like Buffer to schedule social media for our clients, and we would be able to establish VS for Victory Productions as an official LLC. And we would have that mentoring opportunity with Mr. Malamo to ensure that we have a scalable business and ensure that we are growing while also maintaining impact. Next slide. And so I hope that this was a great way for you to get to know about me, about VS for Victory Productions, and how we can make an impact in your community. Thank you so much.
Hello, hello. Hi. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you. So I want to first start off by highlighting that you are essentially really connecting small businesses with their potential customers. You are rooting for the underdog, and I think we love a good underdog story. What I love about the presentation and your charisma and your passion is that what you're doing is aiming to support these small businesses so that they can grow into these larger, the conglomerates that we're familiar with. So I want to say that I can see the passion and it comes across. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vivian from V is for... I didn't want to sing the Vivian song for you. But I have two questions. The first one is, with the advent of artificial intelligence, how do you plan to leverage that or compete against that? Because now people can say, hey, put stuff in ChatGPT, like I want to market this. How do you plan to leverage it or use that?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that when it comes to the sustainability part, I'm just one person, and I think that I would use, or I have been using ChatGPT for marketing ideas. Of course, I wouldn't copy exactly what it is. I would put my own human touch to it, but I think that utilizing AI for captions or for just marketing ideas is a great help. And yes, they can. I mean, anyone can utilize it, but I don't know, it's just, you have to have a specific eye. You have to have a creative eye for creating content. So, yeah.
Okay. Second question. Thank you. Great answer. The second thing I was going to ask is, so if I'm a product owner and I gave you this bottle of water, how would you market this bottle of water to this audience here?
On the spot?
Yes.
P-Wall, why are you doing this to me? I thought we were friends.
We're friends.
Okay. I think I would first highlight how essential it is. Water is literally made up of 90% of your body. I would talk about, this is on the spot. I could ask ChatGPT, but I mean, you have to have a human touch. I feel like there's certain ways, and I would utilize a reel, and I feel like there's some different motions. Wow, people. There's, you know what, I have to get back to you on that, but thank you. Because I can't give you.
I just wanted to see what you come up on the spot, but can we please appreciate Vivian? I think she did a good job.
Thank you. Keep clapping for Vivian. All right, let's give a round of applause for all of our contestants tonight. That was amazing. So now, you guys are gonna vote. Can we have the voting slide up, please? Okay. So if you could please scan the QR code on the screen. It should be working, but if it happens to not work, that's the tiny URL. And it'll take you to a Google form where you pick your top. So your top contestant. I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. It seems to be working for me. Is it working? Okay. Is there anyone who hasn't been able to get to the voting page? We're all good? Okay, thank you.
Please, if you've already voted, do me a favor and look around. If you see a struggling uncle or auntie that's still struggling to vote, please give them your assistance. See, Emma Binu, we're just looking out for you.
Please make sure you only submit the form once. Don't vote multiple times. Thank you. right, thank you guys. So we're going to take some time to look over the scores and then also give the judges some more time. But while that's happening, we have a few minutes for like a speed networking session, right? So you should all have received name tags. And if you look at your name tags, you'll see that they have letters and numbers on them. Your name tags should all have numbers on them. The tables at the back are all numbered. So if you could please find the table with the number, the first number on your name tag. Thank you. I'll give you guys a few minutes. Please find the table with the first number of your name tag. The goal here is to get to know all the people on your table. So a couple people will join you and you just get to know them for a few minutes. After that, we rotate and you go to the next table with a number. If you don't have a name tag, I see some people without name tags. If you don't have a name tag, please go to the check-in table at the back and they'll give you name tags. Thank you. There might still be some confusion. Please find the table with the number, the first number of on your name tag. You only have 2 minutes left at that table before we rotate to the next table. If you can't find your table, please ask someone for help. Thank you.
So glad you leave. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. I've witnessed it. I'm a living example. He will, he will, he will, he will. Email. I'm living proof that he'll do what he gotta do to get to you, QLE. Oh my God, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm living proof that he'll do what he gotta do to get to you, QLE. I'm about to lose my mind upon this stage.
1 minute, 20 seconds left at your first table.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. What kind of math is this? What kind of math is this? Is God math lead? It's not girl math, it's God math. So glad you. It's not girl math, it's God math. So glad you. I'm sorry, I'm just grateful. It's not girl math, it's God math. So glad you. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. So glad you. I feel good. Last time, so glad you. So glad you. So glad you leave. So glad you leave.
All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. If you could all move to the table, the second number on your name tag. So now you get to go to a different table and meet new people. I don't see people moving. If you could please find the second number on your name tag. The table with the second number on your name tag. All right, guys, we're gonna rotate again. So if you could now look at the third number on your name tag, and please go to the table number with that number. I've been going around and some people are doing it. So I've been looking around and some people are rotating. Others seem to be liking the conversation from group 1 and they don't want to rotate, but we ask that you please rotate so you can get to meet other people. Thank you.
Situations see many, when they try overtake me, but my heart's always ready. I'm ready. Oluwami, anything where you want me, I will do. I'm daddy. My heart's always ready. I'm ready to go. Whatever be the oppositions, I don't need to know. As long as I know it's your decision, I'm ready to show. I feel your power and might. I feel your goodness and light. No matter the situations, me I relax for your hand. They cannot understand. It's the peace I have inside. I saw they wait on your command, because for you, me I don't tie my shoe. Yes, they can call me fool. You chose me first, and yes, I've chosen you. Oluwami, situations see many, when they try overtake me, but my heart's always ready. I'm ready. Oluwami, anything where you want me, I will do. I'm daddy. My heart's always ready. I'm ready for you. I did for you. I'm ready for you. Because you did for me. I'm ready. Let them go. My desires, let them go. What you give is more than gold. Oh, your cross, I'm holding on. Some days I call mama and papa. Tell them to jump on, you go follow another. Cause they don't raise it away at the Lord. So wherever he goes, me I sit down for the hand. And they cannot understand this peace that I have inside. I said the weight on your command.
Hi guys, I forgot to announce this earlier, but we also have dessert set up for you guys. So you could also use this time to grab dessert. Thank you. We have a nice selection of things over on that table.
Because you did for me. When you see me, call me bossu, bossu. Oh, a 19 day for me, oh, hello, hello. I don't get problem what you say you do, do. What you say you gonna do, whatever you say, I bet. Let the blessings flow, you dey pepper. If you didn't wish me, what you didn't wish me, then pepper.
she not confirm. Me, I cannot wait till it's all done. This summer we go drop, then we confirm. If you spit on the track, then it's all done. They be mad over you like it's wrong time. She not confirm, she not confirm. What you say you gonna do, I believe, say I bet. Let the blessings flow, me they pepper. If you didn't wish me, why you didn't wish me, never. What you say you gonna do, I believe, say I bet. Let the blessings flow, me they pepper. If you didn't wish me, why you didn't wish me, never. You died on the cross for me. I can't live without the fact that all your glory's over me. I can't live without the fact that you saved me from my disease. I can't live without the fact so I'm gonna praise you on my knees. So I wanna, you lit the Mari, I wanna, check out your, I wanna, oh you I wanna, you lit the Mari, I wanna. It's been you in the morning, oh God, it's been you in the night. Then you were to hold me down to fall. You pick me up even when I fall. You serve me when I'm undeserving of it. Love me when I'm not worthy of it. Oh no, no, no.
All right, everyone, it's time to go to our final rotation. The fourth number on your name tag. Can we go to that table, please? It's time to go to the fourth number on your name tag. This is the final rotation of the game.
Guys, just a reminder, the dessert station is open. The dessert station is open. There's also suya. We're gonna be rounding up the networking in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and then we announce the winners.
Up next, we have Olori's Kitchen. Hello, everyone. Thank you all. My business is...
3 more minutes until we announce the winners. So please grab dessert, grab some suya, and start making your way back to your seats.
Hello, everyone. Can we start making our ways back to our seats, please? Can we start making our ways back to our seats so we can continue our event? Also, can I get everyone's attention real quickly? Somebody lost their glasses. If these are your glasses, please claim them. Thank you. I still see people are not moving. I know we're enjoying our conversations, but we have to announce the winners. So can we please start making our ways back to our seats?
All right. Sorry for the slight delay, guys. I know you guys have been waiting patiently. So the moment that we've been waiting for is finally here. But real quick though, before I announce the winners, there are a couple people that we do want to thank. We would like to thank our team of pre-screeners who helped us go through all the applications and selected the top 5. So we would like to thank Mr. Femi Olumoko. A round of applause for him, please. Mr. Femi is from the Daniel Leadership Institute, which is the business arm of Jesus House DC. Thank you, Mr. Femi. The Career Empowerment arm of Jesus House DC. Next is Mr. Funsho Ayedigbon. A round of applause for him, please. He was our rep from the BIAZO committee. And last but not the least, we have our very own PM, one of our pastors here at Ignite, and the wife to Piwa. Thank you.
And without further ado, can we have our contestants come on stage, please? And can we make noise for them?
Alrighty. How are you guys feeling? Good, good, good. All right. So we're going to announce the audience vote winner first. And when we announce the name, the person can just step up. And the audience vote, drum roll please, goes to Beryl Malomo with the Chosen Initiative. Congratulations, Beryl. Come here. Thank you.
So now we're going to announce our second winner. And this winner was the winner that the judges picked. Can we get another drum roll, please? And the winner was myself. So how much was the prize? Okay, that wasn't that funny. Let's announce the real winner. The winner, the judges pick, can we give it up for Toby Dare and Tosin Ogunshola? They presented the Health Whiz.
Can you come forward? Congratulations, guys. So guess what, Femi?
What's up?
We have something special that happened tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, at this point, I wish I pitched because that would have been nice.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah. So thanks to some generous people in the audience, everyone on stage will be going home with a prize fund.
Me too.
Not you, Femi, not you, but every one of the contestants. And you guys also will not guess how much, because how much did you guys think you were getting? The winners? 500 each? So now, the two teams of winners will be getting $1,250. $1,250 each. $1,250 each. And the remaining 3 contestants will be getting
500.
500 each. We just want to say a big thank you to all the donors here tonight. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate your support. A round of applause for them, please. BIAZO committee on stage for pictures.
So, attention please, attention please, attention please. So, as our event is coming to an end, guys, can I get everyone's attention please? There's no way that we can end our event without giving our gratitude and our thanks to our wonderful judges. So can we show them a round of applause? Not only did they, go through a rigorous process of selecting the winner, but they also came, they networked, and they also dropped some gems. So if you didn't get the chance to talk to them earlier, use the spirit to see maybe if they want to be talked to after, but, networking is key.
Alrighty. And as we all know, this event was thanks to the wonderful people on the BIAZO committee, as it is our BIAZO month. So we have our Ignite representatives from the BIAZO committee up to just quickly tell us about the remaining events happening this month. So I'm gonna call up Olaoluwa and Anita.
Hi everyone, did everybody have an amazing time tonight? Thank you so much for coming. Before we let you guys go, we have something very interesting to talk about. Something very similar to this is happening tomorrow. Do you want to tell us what that is?
The BIAZO Empowerment Summit and Training, Leadership Training is happening tomorrow.
Woo!
And as you can see, it is going to be another opportunity of great networking with large sectors from all different categories, healthcare, project management, different industries and careers. So if you'd like another opportunity to network and get to meet great people, you should definitely show up to this tomorrow.
Yeah. And guess what?
Do y'all
there's
really want to know?
another opportunity to win $2,000, but then for 2 people. But the idea is that you have to be there by 9:15 a.m. and pitch a business idea, and you stand a chance to win $1,000. So be there at 9 a.m. that you're able to be qualified by 9:15.
Yes.
When?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. In the sanctuary.
Yeah, here.
Right here.
So pitch an idea and stand a chance to win $1,000. The winner is going to be announced by 9:50. So if you come by 10, you've missed it. And then in the middle, there's going to be another opportunity to win another $1,000. So you want to have been there. Okay.
And if you have any questions about the rest of the events happening this month throughout BIAZO, you can definitely search us on Instagram at BIAZO_conference. Thank you. And before I leave, someone left their glasses. If you are looking for your clear pair of glasses, please come and meet me. I'll be in the back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys. We are now at the end of the night, so thank you so much to everyone for coming, for voting, for participating. Thank you to our finalists. Congratulations, guys. And yeah, have a good night, guys. Get home safe. Thank you. We have gifts for you guys. I forgot to mention, we have thank you gifts for you guys. So someone's handing them out. Please make sure you grab one on your way. We have some food at the back. Please make sure to take some on your way. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. One more announcement. Okay, so we have BIAZO going on for the next 2 weeks, but this was an Ignite Run event in tandem with BIAZO, so we just want to welcome you guys and encourage you to attend on Easter Sunday. If you have any questions, I have flyers